So, I started my practice 30 years ago. I was a good student. When you pass out from college, you are full of dreams, and you think that half of the class are women and half are men. And so, when you practice, that's going to be the same ratio. So, when you start working in an organization, that ratio is also there. But it's only when you start designing, start your own design practice, that you realize that you're quite lonely, that most of the architects are men. And the acceptance of a woman architect, let's say by clients or by developers, is a little limited. And breaking that glass ceiling was a big challenge for me. Almost all my projects are inspired by nature. Nature is timeless. So the moment you integrate a project with nature, that's never going to go out. And I think I do that in every single project of mine. And I would like to discuss two of my projects, and they are like in contrast to each other. One is a very mid-segment project. It's called House by the Canal, and how we have integrated nature into it. And the other is the Rock Villa, which is an upper-end, high-end project. And yet both of them integrate nature into it in such a way that they should be timeless. From the way the sun moves, the shadows of the mango tree outside move into the house, form a part of the artwork of the house. So that's how the whole house integrates with natural lighting, natural movement of the sun and the breeze, as well as the different aspects of nature which we incorporate: water, air, everything. If I have to describe Viega in one word, I think it would be a hassle-free product.
I'm Varuna Arvind from Chennai, and I'm an interior designer practicing along with my husband, and our firm is called Arvind Varuna Associates. We've been in this field for the last 30 years, and we've gone through a huge, long journey together. And there are a lot of projects I handle independently as an interior designer, and it's been a fabulous journey. I've learned a lot along the way, and it's a field that I feel so proud to be in. My passion is to work along with people and know about their living style and get to know them much more closely as friends. I actually really have the skill to get into the shoes of the client and work along with them as a family. So that's why that is my biggest passion, to work on homes. The thing that you can do what you want to do is something which is gender biased. There's nothing that a man or a woman, because you're a lady or a man, that I don't believe in that. I think the message to everyone would be like, I really, all my colleagues, in fact, I have mostly all smart, young, fresh talent working with me, mostly girls, and we work as friends. There's many times that I become their counselor again, and I don't think that we should anywhere compare ourselves to another gender. I think Viega product I've been using for a long time. I don't remember the years, but what I like about them is, one is again thing I didn't talk about sustainability, but it is a sustainable product. It's in stainless steel, which is one of the top sustainable product. They are really aesthetic, also beautiful, well finished, and they bring that value add to the washrooms that you design and the luxury toilets that you design. Viega in one word would be described as stylish.
Hi, I am Hitisha Mehta. I lead B&K Group as a design director. We are into a lot of luxury interiors, whether it's residences, whether it is hospitality, etc. But yes, I take care of the design here as a lead designer. So as inspiration, what inspires me is definitely the outdoors, which I love to get indoors, as the openness to a home, the feeling of when you are in a house, you still don't feel trapped in the house. That's what the design should be. It should not give you a feeling of closure, but a home should be all about making you feel open, not feel closed. Truly, I have zero negative feeling about this being a woman. I love being a woman. For me, womanhood is all about me. I don't see myself anywhere less or more or anywhere different from any other living being what we are talking about, whether it is a man or even animals for that matter. To me, all are equal. I don't see any gender discrimination here at all, because as a woman or even as a human, I really look at everything very equally. Thank you, Figa, for this, that you all are doing it for the women. Though I don't feel anything less about women, but still, thank you. Also, as a brand, yes, we have been using them elaborately for our shower areas, for our specializing, making the shower look more beautiful with their drain channels, etc. But as a brand, yes, we have been using them extremely in our all projects. So yes, they are good to go with.
Hey, I am Geeta Opal. I am the principal architect at SGA. I am mother of 2 sons. I am a wife, a homemaker, and also the brand ambassador for all things saris called Sarigiri. I have a journey of 32 years in this industry. You can see I have this entire library speaks volumes actually of my collection and of the journey that I have traveled in all these years. What I have experienced in my life, there are 2 types of clients. There are one type of client who actually think that I don't think women can do this, and you can actually feel the vibe when you're So I just take, I don't try to argue, I don't try to change their myth. I would rather let my husband take over for that moment, and when it comes to working, I am on the design, I am involved, and slowly that client also understands that after all I misunderstood her. My message to all the women out there: be resourceful, be adaptable, because adaptability and skillfulness is something which will take you to any point, any peak in the life, in any field that you are aiming for. Just go out there, and there are people waiting for skillful people, for resourceful people. You will get it. Women make art. Women are the creators. We create life, and without us women, life is incomplete. So whenever your people are looking for state of art plumbing or sanitary system, we always think of Viega, because Viega has one thing: they always are trying to create a system or technology, creating a technology which is good and streamlined both for the architects and for the plumbing contractors as well. So if I have to describe Viega, I would say it offers you the appropriate technology, and their only endeavor is to make your life, and the not only your life, also the contractor who is working, make their life easier and have a lesser fuss-free result later on.
Hi, I'm Fatima, and I'm an architect and practicing architecture interiors for the last 21 years. I've had the opportunity to work on some of the biggest and the most prestigious projects all over the globe when I was part of the design team of H Architect Singapore. And my studio is based out of Pune right now, and however, I have done a lot of projects not only in the country but all over the world. Having said that, I really don't believe in quantum, and I choose to do work on bespoke requirement. Architecture is a melange of a lot of elements that need to come together to express the location, the climate, the politics, the people, the culture, all play a very vital role in completing this formal expression. Elements like material, texture, colors come in later, but they are equally important too to complete the picture. Designing inside out or outside in is not an option. The key here is to strike a balance between the two. So one has to be very careful about all the aspects that come into play to justify the amount of work that has gone in to build it. I really don't think this is a male-dominated society and male-dominated industry. More and more women are joining this profession now. And irrespective of that, for me, the craft is more important. If I am consistently doing good work, I'm going to succeed. And whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter. My message to the young women entering this field is, you seek respect, not attention. I think that your work will speak for you. Viega has its DNA coming from Germany, and we all know how good Germans are with their engineering. Having said that, they are very reliable and truly install the lifelines of the building of tomorrow. That's the tagline. So if I have to describe Viega in one word, it would be sound engineering.
Hi, I'm architect Prerna from Studio Adu. We are a practice based out in Chandigarh and believing on a philosophy called Space is More. Envisioning our journey through 11 years, we have seen beyond the solid lines of the space. We have tried to find the emotion, ecology, psychology, a very sense of many emotions that bounds a space. I think what inspires me in genuine is the very passion of architecture. It's not being an architect, it's being surrounded by architecture all around us. It's how the human habitats have moved from the very caves to this urban world, and how the journeys have crafted the cultures and societies, imprinting us along with the fabrics, the economies, the concept of money. A lot of things have come around in how architecture has become the spine of industrial revolution and crafted a lot of different sense of architecture in the world. I think being a woman in architecture gave me an added benefit of being very sensitive to a lot of things. It's maybe because of the way the women's are. I am naturally very right in colors and choices, in how the materials will go together. It's so natural for women to create a mood board of how things can happen. But yes, on the working ground, you can say there were few challenges as women. Probably that's the nature of the field, because construction as such is more dominated by males, and finding a woman on site or in the meetings, which is dominated by all major male, it does make a little discomfort sense. I have been associated with Viega for about 7 years from now, and there has not been any other choice. If you ask me as an architect, there is no other choice. The piping systems they have, the flushing systems they have, the drain systems they have, I think it is the right sensitivity in terms of what should be given to a human. It is not a product, it is a human-centric product, and that's what makes me believe on it. If it is in my project, I am doing a conscious designing. So for me, if I choose one word for Viega, it's called conscious design.
Hi, I'm Sonam Gala Gosalia, and I'm a senior associate designer. I work in Kiran Gala and Associates. It's a very old firm. It's run by my dad, and it's a 35-year-old firm. So the kind of projects that we were pretty high-end residential projects, ranging from say 5,000 square feet up to like say 40,000 square feet. So basically I've been designing since, I think I can say since I was a child, because I was visiting sites and offices with my dad during handover sites and everything. So I kind of was working with the planning since I was born, I think, maybe like in first, second standard or something like that. But I've been designing since now, I think 12 years now. I'm making houses and offices. What I love about designing is that there is this sort of a space that you're making for someone, and every space is different. I think any design field was particularly started by men, and a lot of them have been doing a fantastic job, honestly. But also a lot of women have been sprouting up, I should say. So they're doing really well. Some maybe might not get a great backup, but luckily for me, I've got a great backup, my own father's backup as well. So basically all the girls, all the women, anyone at whatever age, it's never too late to learn anything, it's never too late to follow your dreams. I think you should do whatever makes you happy. Let it be like the smallest of the thing. It might not earn you anything, but it's that happiness that counts, I think. So I think just follow whatever you want to do, because at the end of the day, when you sleep, you want to be happy and content, and push yourself a little bit more than your comfort zone, because the moment you're comfortable, I think you get really stagnant in life. So I love the products of Viega. Since the time I started working, I think I was really fascinated by the whole drain holes not being seen, and trying to use a tile insert, and the whole making it look so beautiful and flawless. It's fantastic. It makes a shower time, I think, much more fun, when you can't see probably like someone's hair or some sort of a particle going in the drain. It's kind of clear and flawless. It's great. And also with the new technology, I think it can keep up with the whole, the water clogging issue and everything at bay. It makes life really easy. I love the flush plates as well. I particularly use the tile insert flush plates. I hope you'll get it back though. But it's fantastic because it just makes it more minimal and much more luxurious. That's what we like to do here, at least. So yeah, I think it's fantastic to work with Viega.
Hi, I am architect Nishita Naik. We run an organization in the name of Envision. Envision is a reputed architectural and interior designing firm in Pune. Envision is a team of designers, engineers and 20 plus blue collar staff. So we are a one-stop solution. We are striving hard to provide one-stop solution to all our clients where they do not need to go anywhere else. So they can just come down to Envision and their whole project can be like handed over right from the scratch till the end. I think a decade ago it was like majority of the architects were male. The society had this male dominant architects all over India rather. And then we also look forward to them as great designers now who have like inspired us in our journey. But if you talk like being a female or a woman architect, I did not find it much difficult because it comes from within, like the passion for design, it comes from within, and it is not any gender oriented thing or anything like a male is a better designer or a female is a better designer. So it's nothing like that. Overall, I feel like if you know what you're doing and if you have the passion for it, if you know what you're delivering, and eventually with one or two products what you deliver with your projects which come out in the market, you feel you're getting that appreciation from the people, they are liking what you're doing, that gives you a lot of confidence also. And then when you start working on it, then after one after the other, you start getting projects and then you get appreciated, you get that overall you get to be known about your projects, and that helps us build the confidence. Yeah, so I don't feel like women or any girls, like as a fresher there should be a setback to them, like they are girls, so how will they build their own firms or how will they run an organization. So it's not that. If you are like dedicated and constantly hardworking towards what you want to achieve, of course it is like no far from what you want, like yeah. It's just like your own design. You have to be creative and in your own field you have to be the master. That's all. Like then you can just go ahead. Yeah. See, I have always been a kind of a person who likes to do experiments and who like to see something different. And when Viega was introduced to me, I was not much sure. Like, does it really work that way? And then I have seen some. Then I went ahead, I saw some demonstrations, I saw some bungalows where it has already been executed, and it felt like quite convincing to me. After using it for like 2 more projects, then I found it like, yeah, this is some new technology which I also need to introduce to my clients. It will be helpful for the long run also to them. Like, yeah, initially we used to go with GI, then we used to go with UPVC. Yeah, the market is changing, and so I think the projects also need upgradation. So yeah, we should go ahead and see what we can do with such products, and we can use them and we can explore them, and yeah, they are great. We have had a very good experience with them. If I had to describe Viega in one word, it would be durable.